right, the stream of migrants, which I talked about, includes violent criminals, gang members, drug pushers, child molesters, and of course, would-be terrorists. Shows no signs of letting up. And why would they stop coming? After all, they're getting a lot of help. Here's a report from Border Hawk News.
Most of these people do not know how to get to the river. However, through GPS, they obtain the exact location where forklift tractors raised the razor wire last October.
¿No saben el camino al río?
No, señor, no. Estamos con GPS y no con el guía.
The migrants said they were angry that Mexican authorities sent them to cross into this dangerous area of the river at night.
Joining me now is Auden Cabello, who's an independent journalist, has been covering the crisis for years on both sides of the border. Auden, we reached out to Mexican authorities and the DHS for a statement. Neither responded. What are the migrants telling you about why they're coming now? Who do you think is behind this?
Hey, Laura, it was great to be with you. And that's one of my main questions that I ask the migrants when I interview them on the Mexican side. Is like, why are we coming now? And without hesitating, the answer is that the border is open. They talk about President Biden's invitation and that they're going to be helped. That's one of the main answers that they give. And I ask them, why now? Why didn't you come before? Have you heard of President Trump? It's like, oh yeah, we've heard of him, and he was very strict, and we weren't going to risk coming under him to get deported. And that's why we're coming now. We know that under this administration, we're going to be helped. And this morning, on my way over to Eagle Pass from Del Rio, I stopped at the NGO, and one of the migrants approached me from Venezuela, and he was complaining because the NGO kicked him out. He didn't have money to buy his bus ticket. He's like, aren't they supposed to help us? What are we going to do now in the streets without any money? Who's going to help us? And that's their mindset. Is that
yeah? So Auden, they're being told that basically things are going to be paid for. They're going to be taken care of. Now that runs counter to a narrative, Auden, that they're only coming here to work. These are just workers. We need workers. We want all these, jobs that Americans won't do. By the way, that most people in my family did. They won't do these jobs, so we need these people. What are you finding?
Yeah, so in this sector, Del Rio sector, you have about 90% that are Venezuelan and some Central Americans. And their mindset is that they're going to be helped. They're coming from socialist or communist countries, and they're used to this lifestyle where the government is providing everything. And they're coming with that same mindset to the United States, that the government is going to issue out handouts and everything's going to be free for them. I've been asked, how am I going to get a free vehicle? How am I going to get a free house? These are questions that they're asking, and that's the mindset that these migrants that are crossing into the sector are coming with. They believe that the government is going to help them out and give everything free for them.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much right under Biden. I mean, they pretty much get what they want. They complain about the food once they get here, complain about this or that. But Auden, I know you've actually tried to bring your wife to the United States the right way. You spent a lot of time in Mexico. You've been very frustrated by the process. I've heard this a lot from people who are American citizens or maybe dual citizens, and they want to have their family together. What's this process been like? How frustrating, given people just walking across the border?
Yeah, so that's the whole irony of a lot of families that we live here on the border communities. I myself, being a U.S. citizen, a married Mexican national. My wife is in Acuña, across from Del Rio. Our process has been lengthy. We've been waiting 5 years to enter legally for her. It's been expensive, and there's a lot of families going through the same scenario, and there's a lot of frustration. One, because we're trying to do things legally and get our relatives across, and at the same time we're witnessing how thousands are just entering the country illegally and getting a free pass under this administration. Well, and that frustration, yeah. I think you're going to see it this next election at the ballot box.
Well, they're scamming the system, and they're invited by a scammer, Mayorkas and Biden. Auden, thank you.